interaction you have is Geralt going over and sort of accosting this guy and saying, "Where did you get that?" And it all leads to a fight, as you'd imagine.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really funny that the guy very gently puts the loot down before starting the fight with you, which is like a real lovely moment of humor.
So as you mentioned combat, did you see any of the new improved combat? Did it seem improved?
No, not really. I mean, we did see combat, and you know, I think that had the enhancements in there. But what was shown felt very familiar.
Okay.
They did talk a little bit about the enhancements that are coming before this DLC hits. So like we're getting like an enhanced PS5 Pro version. They talked about like enhanced ray tracing and stuff like that. So it's all going to look lovely, and it's all a way to kind of bring us back into this Witcher 3 world.
Yeah.
Ahead of Witcher 4, obviously. So it's like they're stepping it up, you know. Introduce us back to a much more lovely looking version of the original game, and then new content, and then which I imagine is going to in some way lead to the Witcher 4.
It has to. It'd be strange if it didn't.
Yeah, exactly. But if it does link, they've been very coy about that. They haven't said how it does, but I imagine there's going to be something in there.
Didn't say I was afraid.
So speaking of linking, you know, at the end of Blood and Wine, it really seemed like it was kind of the end of Geralt's story. He was retiring in a vineyard like we all would love to do. Where does it seem like this takes place in the story?
They seem to be, it's very vague where it sits in the timeline, in the same way that I think the previous Blood and Wine expansion was.
Yeah.
It's quite similar to Blood and Wine in a couple of ways. It's got a very similar color palette, you know, and it's set in a place that is far away from all the conflict. So it's a bit more rustic and a bit less fairy tale than Toussaint. It's more sort of old world. It's a bit more gnarly, but it's there's no kind of soldiers walking around. There's no sort of battlefield strewn with blood and mud. It's a bit more. I guess it's a bit nicer than most of the locales in the original game. But as to where it sits in the timeline,
who knows?
Who knows?
Somewhere.
Unless I missed it. I don't.
Okay, so let's talk about the visuals, because this is a new Witcher game, a new expansion on a very old Witcher game. Clearly, it's running on a it's PS4 tech. It's, you know, it's not next gen. It's previous gen by a bit. Did you see like the ray tracing? Did it look better than what you're used to seeing? Like, how did it look?
I would say it's a real like last sort of outing for the Red Engine, right? And it's a real last hurrah for that. In a way, it kind of undermines them a little bit, because it still looks beautiful, and it's still like I played the current version of Witcher 3 on Pro before I came out here, just to see, you know, get back into the sort of thinking of it. And it still looks beautiful. It's still like that game has really kept up with the times in terms of tech. But you know, you can tell that it's a PS4 game. Like whatever you do to it, you can't really hide the fact that it was made at a certain point in time.
Yeah.
So I think what it shows is that it's a beautifully scalable engine, and like they are tech wizards over at CD Projekt, but it does also show that them switching to a new engine, I know it's controversial what they've switched to, but aside from that, I think it does show that they needed to switch to something.
Yeah.
Because it is starting to show its age. So, but it still looks beautiful. I don't think that's to its detriment at all. It's still gorgeous. And like I say,
Very
the
much
motion
showing
capture
its
is
age.
noticeably a step up from what it was in the original game. Absolutely.
So it feels like it's just new tech making something better on the old building blocks of The Witcher 3. All right, my last question. Did you see any villains or any monsters? Did you see that guy right there?
Yeah, she turns up right at the end of what we saw.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some monsters that are unique to this new area, which is cool. Certainly, it's not a remix of stuff that's already in the game.
Yeah.
This is like all new stuff to stab, which is good.
New stuff to stab. That is the quote we're going to pull for this one. Witcher 3, new stuff to stab.
Garden demands blood, so we'll give it blood.
I can't wait to play it. I know you can't wait to play it. I'm sure you can't wait to play it at home. But guess what? There's so much more Gamescom 2026. So stick with IGN.
Where is this option?
Do you want to be the very best like no one ever was? Streamline your journey to becoming a master trainer with Planet Pokemon. Choose your Pokemon, filtering by type, stats, or game availability. Then use the full team builder to assemble an unbeatable lineup. Plan out the optimal set of moves, items, and abilities. Plan your dream team today at planetpokemon.com.
Catch up on all your favorite shows with up-to-the-minute gaming and entertainment news with Geek Media Podcasts.
Welcome to a very special episode of IGN GameScoop.
GameScoop has you covered for all things gaming and the latest game releases. Tune into Podcast Beyond for the biggest PlayStation news.
Man, this is a cool looking trailer.
Everything Xbox on Podcasts Unlocked.
This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief.
Catch up with your Super Nintendos on Nintendo Voice Chat.
Let the kids love what we love.
And get all the latest console news and rumors with Next Gen Console Watch.
Now Xbox and Phil Spencer are even saying that a mid-gen refresh isn't even necessary.
The Cinefix Top 100 podcast picks a movie every week to celebrate and debate.
It's kind of every movie's grandpa.
Geek Media Podcasts, the best podcasts from around the world.
Where is this setting?
Can't find that final collectible you're missing? IGN strategy guides and interactive maps are here to help.
One step at a time.
IGN guides are trusted by millions, easy to use, and best of all, free. You can even track your progress with interactive checklists so you know you reached that 100% completion.
I will not suffer.
IGN has the very best, most complete and accurate guides for Shadow of the Erdtree, Baldur's Gate 3, Tears of the Kingdom, and so much more. Just search for IGN when you search for guides.
Go here.
The next project from the studio behind the Ascent looks to be jam-packed with all the grimy, futuristic sleaze we expect in a cyberpunk dystopia. Here to tell us about No Law, Torfrick, and Arcade Berg from Neon Giant. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
So, this game, looking at it in action, I think it kind of speaks for itself. We should have some gameplay up here in a second, but I want to know what kind of a game it is, because I think people look at it at a glance and they're like, that looks like Cyberpunk 2077, but it looks a little bit more kind of like action-packed. You called it a immersive sim, I believe, but like what is it is it a Deus Ex? Is it a Far Cry? Is it a Bulletstorm? Where does this fall?
Yes. I think we obviously hear all of this, and they're all fantastic games, so we'll take it as a compliment. And obviously we're inspired by everything we play, everything we see, everything we read. But the important thing is that it's its own thing, and that it has its own identity, right? That we bring stuff in from our experience as developers, and from everything out there. But yeah, we do say immersive sim because we want that somewhat niche audience catered to. We are part of that, and we love it. But we also put in a tremendous amount of effort in making sure that there is something for everyone, and that goes
for the top gunplay in here, but also stealth options. I'm guessing, is that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we really wanted to focus on the player agency and how to approach any situation. So you can be stealthy, you can pickpocket, sneak around, distract, avoid confrontation as much as humanly possible. But we also wanted to cater to players who want to just go shotgun, kick the door in, shoot everyone in the face. So we wanted to really have that heavy physical feeling for the combat and for the gunplay, and also for the main character, who is quite a hefty dude, and that needed to be reflected in how you play the game. When you kick, it's a proper kick. You kick people flying off rooftops. You kick doors open. We wanted to have that very physical feeling in everything you do.
Nice. You dropped a trailer on Real Fest that is full of cool stuff to look at, but the most replayed segment of that on YouTube is a part where he shoots a guy so hard that he just explodes into electricity and goo. Can you tell me a little bit about the arsenal in this game and like what kind of weaponry we're going to be having?
Yeah, I know exactly which bit you mean. I actually haven't checked which is the most popular one. But
it's like a full-on spike right
now.
Yeah, people really like seeing that
yes,
shot.
and I'm sure a lot of our fans from the Ascent would recognize it because we carried some of those things we liked from previous game just with us. They're ours. We can do whatever we want with it, and that would be the stasis, which just puts them in a in a state of floating, and if you fill them with enough lead during that time, they will just overcharge and explode. That can create a chain reaction. And that kind of goes into what Tor was talking about as well with the action and the heft and physicality, is that we always do a bit more tongue-in-cheek, and we see violence as a spectacle. We don't do angst and depression. Obviously, it's a violent world, and a lot of horrible things happen in it, but a world can still be inhabited by people that laugh and have a coffee, and we want violence to be an everyday thing. And we look at a lot of 80s references, 90s references. There's a lot of like RoboCop and Dread and Death Wish and that kind of attitude, and that goes for the main character as well. It's like, that's, hey, if Arnold and Sylvester Stallone can sneak, this guy can sneak.
Yeah, and we're not afraid to go over the top either, both in terms of the visual